In a previous interview, you talked about struggling throughout the season. So what changed and how are you able to turn the page so that the end of the season went a lot better?
At the beginning of the 2024 season, Lexie Hull's WNBA career seemed to be fading into the background. Drafted 6th overall in 2022, the former Stanford standout and NCAA champion had once been viewed as a cornerstone for the Indiana Fever. But under Coach Christie's sides, her minutes disappeared. Her rhythm slipped away, and soon she was spending most nights on the bench. Fans began wondering if Hull would ever live up to the promise she once showed.
So you have basketball in your genes. Your grandfather played basketball, your dad, and you have a twin sister who you played basketball with growing up. What was it like growing up in that family dynamic?
Well, we have a super competitive family, and having my dad play basketball collegiately, knew that basketball was going to be put in my hands at an early age, but my parents were, super excited about having us try every sport imaginable. So yeah, we grew up, my sister and I, playing a little bit of everything.
Then came Caitlin Clark, the phenom who flipped women's basketball on its head. Her arrival didn't just energize the Fever's offense. It completely reshaped the franchise. Team chemistry shifted, confidence returned, and players started finding new life in their games. For Lexie Hull, Clark's impact wasn't just visible, it was personal and transformative.
I think it was important to get to know her off the court because I do think that, connections, getting to know people really play a part in the success of teams.
In a recent sit-down with She's for Sports and the Dunker Spot, Hull finally opened up about what really went on behind the scenes. How did Clark's leadership reignite her career? What lessons did the Fever learn from one of the toughest starts in franchise history? This is the untold story of redemption, growth, and one of the most inspiring comebacks in the WNBA.
The clutch player by WNBA fans, and she was drafted to the W in 2022 with the Indiana Fever in the first round as the 6th pick. I'm talking about professional basketball player Lexie Hull.
The 2024 season began like a nightmare for Lexie Hull. Despite her collegiate success and high draft status, she found herself buried in the rotation. While players like Katie Lou Samuelson and Christy Wallace took the floor, Hull was forced to watch from the sidelines, waiting for a chance that never seemed to come.
At the beginning of the season, my playing time definitely looked different than it did at the end. So trusting that, I was staying ready, putting in the work so that when I did get the minutes out on the court, that I could take full advantage of them. So I was just really proud of myself for trusting the process and staying the court.
But patience wasn't easy. Going from college superstar to a bench player fighting for minutes tested her confidence and mental strength in ways she had never experienced before.
The basketball part of the transition is really tough. Everybody out on the court was one of the best players on their college teams, definitely the best player likely from their high school team. So it's just this mishmash of the best basketball players, and then you're playing against people that have been there for years and years.
Meanwhile, the Fever were in chaos. The team stumbled out of the gate with a brutal 1-8 record, frustration mounting inside the locker room. The energy was off, the chemistry was broken, and the sense of belief had all but vanished.
We're just sick that we had lost so many games, and also feeling like we were better than that.
Critics pounced immediately, questioning the rotations, the defense, even the coaching philosophy. The headlines were merciless, and every player felt the heat. It was a make-or-break moment for the entire team.
My role is just getting to the open spots, and we have such a good offense that people find the open person. So to be that open person, you get excited. You get excited for the opportunity to shoot and score and be part of the the momentum.
Lexie responded the only way she knew how, by working. She threw herself into practice, perfecting her movement off the ball, sharpening her shooting, and studying every detail she could. She credited her teammates for lifting her spirits when the results weren't there yet, reminding her that her moment would come.
What is it like playing off of Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Mitchell, and Aaliyah Boston?
I mean, they make my job really easy, right? It's awesome. And it's really cool to see all of them just grow, not only from this year, but playing 3 years with Kelsey, 2 years with Aaliyah. They're so impressive.
Then everything changed when Caitlin Clark walked through the door. The rookie phenom brought a level of energy the Fever hadn't seen in years. known for her fearless shooting and fierce competitiveness. Clark's arrival turned every practice into a battle. The buzz around the team skyrocketed, tickets sold out, and the Fever suddenly felt alive again.
I think it's really fun because they garner so much attention, obviously, from the other team's defense. So then it allows the other players, me included, to make cuts, make reads, and they're really good at finding, those openings and giving the ball up when it's needed and finding the better shot. So it's really fun, and I feel really lucky to get to play with them.
We practice against guys sometimes, Hull said, laughing. And if they're not winning, Caitlin's going to do everything she can to make sure they are. That drive was contagious. Clark's intensity carried straight into the games. Her vision and anticipation left defenders helpless and gave teammates new confidence.
I definitely got passes and tried to finish when I wasn't expecting to get the ball. So now it's okay, every cut I have, every cut I make, every fast break I run, I have a real opportunity to get the ball, which definitely took me a second, and I think it really just took one of those to really get my head around oh, she's all the way down at the other end of the floor and she could still make the pass to me down at the block at this end. So it's been awesome.
Clark's playmaking changed everything. Her ability to read defenses and deliver perfect passes into tight spaces opened up the floor in ways Lexie had never seen before. She's making passes I didn't even think were possible, Hull admitted. With Clark drawing multiple defenders, Hull suddenly found herself wide open, hitting shots she used to only dream of taking.
It's so fun to be able to know that you're not just cutting to cut, knowing that you're cutting with the possibility of actually making a really cool play. So that makes it that much more worthwhile.
Her fire became the team's heartbeat. Every player fed off her energy, believing they could compete with anyone in the league. For Hull, Clark's leadership wasn't about fame or numbers. It was about setting a tone. Her maturity, accountability, and passion for winning helped rebuild the Fever's culture from the inside out. One practice, one game, and one moment at a time.
She sees the game at a bigger scale, obviously with the platform that she's created for herself, and then that's transitioned to the game. It's huge. And I think for me, especially as a point guard and as someone that's delivering a lot of the passes that lead to shots, if I miss, she's definitely going to say, you got the next one. I can count on her for keeping me confident and positive. So yeah, I think that shows the player that she is and the leader she is as a point.
As the one delivering most of those passes, she's always got my back, Hull said with a smile. If I miss, she's the first one to tell me, you've got the next one. I can always count on her to keep me confident and positive. That, Hull explained, is what makes Caitlin Clark such a special leader. Calm, encouraging, and relentlessly driven. As the Fever began to gel, their offense evolved into a fast, fluid system built on trust and movement. The game becomes so much more fun when you're cutting with a real chance to score, Hull added. For the Fever, Clark wasn't just a rookie, she was a revolution. But could her arrival truly turn the season around? That answer would reveal itself in the weeks ahead.
It's really awesome to get to know her as well because, she's a great person, but you have all these expectations put on her, and our team has put on her, and fans have put on her. So to see her kind of be so mature in that transition, it's been really awesome, and I'm just really proud to, have her on the team, and it's been exciting.
If you've made it this far and you're enjoying the story, don't forget to subscribe, and turn on notifications, the narrator teased. Your support means a lot. Now, let's get back to the action.
The Indiana Fever had a history-making year. What was that like for you to be a part of that?
I'm really grateful for the opportunity to not only play in the WNBA, but to be on a team like the Indiana Fever. I've seen so much growth, not only on the team side, how we're performing on the court, but also the growth in fans. On the road, it felt like home games. We're playing in sold-out arenas that we have not played in the last 2 years before that. So, it's just really exciting.
The Fever's transformation from chaos to chemistry didn't happen overnight. The turning point came not during a game, but in the grind of practice. Hull recalled how scrimmages became fierce battles, fueled by Clark's competitive fire. If something wasn't working, Caitlin wasn't afraid to challenge us to fix it, Hull remembered. Her energy was contagious, and we all had to rise to match it. Coaches started noticing a shift. The team's drills became intense, focused, and purposeful. From those daily battles, a true identity began to emerge, one built on accountability and resilience. For Hull, that evolution was deeply personal.
All of it comes down to trusting the process, and part of that process is making sure that the work's getting done.
Hull devoted the Olympic break to fine-tuning her craft. We had a full month of practice, she said. I focused on my cutting, my footwork, and getting consistent with my shot. Watching my percentages rise gave me the confidence I needed. It was quiet progress, the kind that doesn't make headlines but changes careers.
I think one thing that our coaches did during that break, I mean, we had a full month of practice pretty much during the Olympic break, and they would put up every day after practice our shooting percentages from 2s and 3s during drills, during scrimmages, during everything. And I think that helped me because, some people would probably like, it's so annoying, whatever, but I personally like.
By the time the second half of the season arrived, Lexie Hull was no longer a bench warmer. She was a vital part of the Fever's offense. Clark's presence had unlocked her potential. Kelsey and Caitlin draw so much defensive attention, Hull explained. That opens up lanes for players like me to make cuts and find space. Her hard work paid off as her shooting efficiency climbed and she started making clutch plays in critical moments. The Fever's momentum began to build, and so did Hull's confidence.
Numbers don't lie, unfortunately, and they're very drastic. My first 2 years, I was just so upset because I was putting in so much work, and my shooting percentages, I would granted get like 1 or 2 at the max, 3s a game. So it's hard to be super efficient when you pressure is really on for those couple shots. But the numbers don't lie, so it really allows you to look at improvements and really shoot for goals and keep yourself accountable.
Wins started piling up. The impact of the Fever's chemistry became undeniable. We never turned on each other, Hull said proudly. That unity, that belief in each other, got us through the hard times. The energy spread beyond the court. Fans filled arenas, social media exploded with support, and the Fever suddenly became one of the WNBA's hottest teams. Playing in front of a sold-out crowd at home gave us energy we hadn't felt in years, Hull said. It's hard to describe how much that means. Indianapolis was alive again, and the Fever were at the heart of it.
All these people were supporting me this whole time, and I didn't know that they were supporting me until that moment. So you kind of forget that there's these people behind the scenes until they come out of the woodwork and say I've been following along this whole time. I'm so proud of you. And that just feels so good to know that there's such a community behind everybody on our team, even when you don't hear it every day.
You and Erica Wheeler started swapping pregame outfits. Where did that come from? The interviewer asked with a laugh. Our styles are totally different, Hull said. So, we joked about switching for fun. The first outfit she picked for me was something I'd never wear. I said, that's not going to look good on me, but everyone loved it. So it became a pregame tradition. Just a fun, lighthearted way to get in the right mindset before tip-off.
You and Erica Wheeler started swapping outfits, so where did that idea come from?
Our styles are so drastically different. So we were just joking, I wonder what it would look like if you could pull it off. And the first outfit was something so outside of what I would have ever picked out of my closet. And I was that's not going to look good on me. I'm all right, let's try. So then I tried it on and everyone was you pull it off, you pull it off. So then it just became part of the pregame tradition, and it's a really fun, lighthearted way to just, get us in the mood to play.
Walking through a grocery store in Indy and having someone fist bump me, saying, "Go Fever." That's surreal, Hull said, smiling. It shows how dedicated and passionate our fans are. The city has fully embraced us, and that's been incredible to experience.
Walking through the grocery store in Indianapolis and trying to just go get some groceries and someone fist bumps me and says, "Go Fever." That's just a really cool environment, and it shows, the dedication of the fans and the fandom in the city. So that part's been awesome.